Yash, look, anybody that has 30 days or a month of not losing your semen, particularly if you're a teenager or you're in your 20s, you're in like the 90% percentage. Like nobody else is doing that hardly. So don't set yourself up to fail if you relapse by saying, God, man, I can only do 30 days. Like, what's wrong with me? No, you got to look at what's right with you. Nobody's doing it. There's people that are masturbating once, twice, every day since they're 10 years old. And they keep doing it. And they're looking at stuff that they shouldn't, and just that whole debaucherous dark world. So if you got 30 days and you're not doing that, and you're in your teens or 20s, man, you're doing good. Now, if you're 70 or 80, then you shouldn't lose it at all. It's just, things change. When you get older, you need to conserve your life energy even more. It's more important. When you're younger, you got to find your rhythm. You gotta, I've answered this question a lot when people leave it in the comments. They say, I just feel like I get too much anxiety. I'm too restless. I can't just, I feel like every 30 days I should release. And my response is, yeah, you got to investigate that and experiment and see how that feels. Everything's subject to change. Don't hold anything tight. Maybe for right now, to keep the intense dopamine withdrawal from, flaring up too bad, do 30 days, every 30 days. Now, better if you can release every 30 days if you have a girlfriend or wife. Then it's much less consequence than if you masturbate. But if you do masturbate, don't watch porn. Just do it out in the woods or something. Or look at a wall. Don't introduce all those images and everything. That makes it worse. You lose more energy. Just do it really quick and fast and be done with it. Now, you might see, though, that sets up a tendency to do it again. Maybe not. I don't know. You got to experiment with that and see. See, that was my situation when I was in my 20s. I was like, yeah, I'm just going to do it once in a while. I'm addict mind, though. I can't do it once in a while. It sets up the propensity to do it again. Now, it was different when I was with a girlfriend. It's easier because it's like you're channeling your energy into her. She's reciprocating that. She's giving you energy back. So it puts a damper on the whole lust root cause for PMO. It kind of it channels that. See, when the energy's not being channeled, it's like it goes into the mind, and that creates the lust and the fantasies, and then that creates the edging, and that creates the relapse and the PMO and everything. So it's easier if you have a girlfriend, but at the same time, you don't want to make that the reason. You don't want to go out and imagine you like somebody when you really don't. There's no loopholes in this game that we're in of transcendence. We got to just, you do the best you can do. So let's say that you got 30 days. Good, because let me tell you, when you get around 27, 28 days, a lot of people relapse. Why? Because some shift is happening. Your chemistry is like changing. It's like your nervous system is starting to operate on another groove now because you haven't done these habits that you've been doing so long. Because the mind, all the patterns are used to going this way. Once you stop doing that and you get to near 30 days, that's why it's a milestone. Something changes. I'm not interested in being a scientist to report exactly this. Who cares? Something changed. That's enough. There's some chemical change. Now, the reason people relapse is because, you see, this is the game we're in. The old habits they're feeling the change somehow, energetic. All this is energetic in chemistry. It's like it wants to live, it wants to survive, these old habits. It's like something knows. If I get over 30 days, it's like something's going to shift, and then maybe my my mind's changed now. The perception of how the mind used to entertain me or entice me with certain fantasies and looking at porn and all that. Once I got almost 30 days and I'm not doing that, it's like it makes it easier to not do it. So the old habits know that, like these energetic demons. They're not actual physical demons, but I'm using that word because some people they're into that, and I'm not. I'm not into all that. You get your frequency raised, you don't need to worry about demons and attachments and all this spiritist stuff. A lot of times people use that as an excuse to stay stuck because they're like, I can't help it. Spirits keep getting me. Raise your frequency, spirits can't get you. So it's like these bad energetic habits, they want to survive. So once you're nearing 30 days, they're like, oh man, he's getting away from us. And then it's like it cranks it up. It's like full force. The army unleashes. Like before, maybe just the ground troops were shooting. Now they're bringing in the planes and the tanks and everything because they want to like stop this transcendence from happening. I wanted to paint a vivid picture just to drive my point home. So around 27, 28 days, first of all, just know that's a dicey place to be in. A lot of people relapse during that time. That's first thing. The other thing is, during that time, you need to surround yourself around some higher vibrational situation and be around people that are doing this and can support you. That's why I like meetings, 12-step meetings, or call your friends, or spend time in nature, or pray more. You want to get your arsenal ready also. See, so already expect the negative habits are going to have their arsenal, the enemy. So you want to have your arsenal. See, when you expect these things, then they're not a surprise. And when they're not a surprise, they can't flank you. You're like, I know you're over there. And then you have a better shot of success. And then the next you can say milestones, probably 90 days. I think I'm going to make maybe a series on this, 30 days and 90 days and 6 months and a year. You see, later it gets to where it's not so much the obsession to do it anymore. That's not what drives somebody out. It's more the withdrawals that you feel from not doing it. Because I've said, and I'll keep saying it, and they still, you can't fathom how quitting dopamine addiction is no joke. It's probably easier to quit cocaine or heroin or something. This dopamine addiction, it's so deep. It's so deep embedded, like in the system and in the brain. And it's a different kind of drug. It's not like this external drug. It's an internal drug. And it's a different process of withdrawal and all that. So that becomes the challenging part later. It's all good though, because you have inside you the power to transcend anything. You got to realize that for your own self. And even if you're relapsing, doesn't matter. It doesn't mean the power's not there. It just means it's not the divine time yet. Somehow you got to go through the relapse and taste all that, and that's building some internal muscles so that then you can transcend it. You understand, like everything's good. The whole negative positive is one. It's together. You need the negative to make the positive, and you need that whole experience. So don't trip if you relapse. And if you make it to 30 days, man, like go buy something. Go get a massage. Oh, I don't know. Not if you're in Thailand. They do stuff to you. But, celebrate if you got 30 days. Instead of like, oh man, like you got to really not beat yourself up, because that is the negative part of your mind doing that. That's not your higher part. That's not God. That's not spirit. Like, shame on you. No. You gotta differentiate the voices. Know when the ego mind negative part's talking, and then know when your higher self is talking. And then you can stay good. You can stay good even when you relapse. You just shake it off. You're like, okay, I'm back. Some people do that. That's how you got to be. Don't take it personal. Don't take anything personal. Don't take your success personal either. I say celebrate, go ahead, but don't take it personal. When we start taking things personal, things start to matter too much, and then pressure starts. You just kind of like just flow. You're just flowing. You're just something inside knows you don't want to do PMO because it's just silly, it's stupid, and so you're not doing it. And then you're doing other things that help raise your vibration to give you energy to make it easier to not do it. Because you can't just sit inside the house all day watching TV, violent movies, and eating ice cream cakes and staying up all night and then try to practice semen retention. It doesn't match because you're in a dark state still. Your whole life has to match. You got to have spiritual continuity, and everything needs to be at a high vibration. Then semen retention's easier. Your company, your environment, the food you eat, healthy lifestyle habits. You can see my playlist on that. And then you just enjoy it. You enjoy this transcendence. And you see, like, that's the point of a human life, is to transcend all these like negative habits that want to keep somebody down. And if you transcend semen, if you're really practicing semen retention, I'm going to tell you that other habits are easy. But you do the best you can. It's a process. It takes time. This don't happen overnight. You can't quit like everything. Smoking weed, cigarettes, do semen retention, stop food addiction, stop internet addiction, stop dopamine addiction. You can't do all that in one day. All right, so you just chill. Don't let your mind overwhelm you and be extreme. I got to stop everything now. You just go crazy and you won't accomplish anything because of the stress that's created by your own mind. Don't beat yourself up. Have a good day.